likes, dislikes, and comments. These are the three most basic forms of interaction on social media, and whenever you see one of these actions not available on a post, you know there is a snake man behind it. One thing first out is that I do love a lot of the comments that you guys leave. That one encouraging or once in a blue moon actually funny comment is enough to make the whole process of writing, recording, and editing an entire video worth it. And it is truly an amazing feeling to see people enjoy something that you put a lot of time and work into. And to these commenters, thank you truly. You mean the world to me. But on the other hand, some of you are Goblin people smacking out words on your keyboard, and these are the comments that truly terrify me. Some of you people are actually insane. Ever since I made that video on Smash Brothers stages, I have been cursed with some horrific comments that haunt me for days on end, trying to understand what the fuck they even mean. Some of the OGs, if they're watching this, might know that I used to comment on a ton of videos myself and occasionally throw out some word vomit of my own before I stopped doing it, so maybe this is my punishment, but I'm still gonna complain about it. This video is gonna be venting out a lot of my frustrations from some of the weirder comments, but also be addressing actual criticism and people bringing up actual points. I'll be blurring the names because a lot of people have their real name as their YouTube username, or they are literal children, and I'm a prone advocate for internet safety. You know, I try to say that I live to entertain, but no, this time, this is for me. Let's start with some of the lesser viewed videos before jumping into what you all probably came here from. Sephiroth is the coin the garbage can, already off to a fantastic start. Google Dinosaur D's Nuts. I love the title of the movie. The video is also very well put together. What movie? What do you mean? There's no movie in this. The other comments said everything. Now, that was actually only the second comment on the video, and the first comment was gaming. Same TBH. Same what? Same what? I've defeated all the bosses and still have no idea how to play on co-op mode. I respond confused and say connect two controllers because that's just what you do to play co-op. Aw shoot, I thought you would be able to play online. The Wonderful 101 video is by far my personal favorite out of all the videos I've made, and the comments on this are, you know, good and positive, and anyone who's actually watched this thing to the end has my full respect. The only one that stands out is this one. Game should have had a Unite Bat. What do you mean? The Punch-Out video I made, it did pretty well for it, you know, it got about 4K views after like 2 months, I think, and then after another 2 months, it just got recommended to everyone again, and is now my most viewed video. Now, the thing with this video is that the people commenting on it, I believe, are overwhelmingly children. This is because it's a trend video on a Nintendo franchise, so it gets attention from the little tiny Goblin kids that have Friday Night Funkin' profile pics and whose parents probably have no restrictions for their internet use. It was also nice that this video blew up when it did, because it was right after I got monetized, so that was very nice. Over 200 comments, and I read all of them. Just to point out and cover my own ass, this channel is rated PG-13. I'll be saying all kinds of swear words like pee and crap and crud and necrophilia. If you're under 13, go watch We Bare Bears on Netflix. That show is pretty cool, unironically. Here's an actually good comment about what Bald Bull is actually saying. I had some text on screen that said, basically said that what I was saying with my voice was completely wrong. When I was going through the scripting and recording process, I think I just forgot that Turkish was like an actual language that like people speak every day and has like, you know, a meaning and you can like decipher it, you know, and translate it. It was only until the editing that I realized that was the case, and for a game with so many racial stereotypes, I'm surprised that this Iceberg was so tame. What did you think was gonna be on the Iceberg? Did you know that Great Tiger is Indian? Whoa! Everything is the state of California as a cancer warning. I think Impossible Times refers to the fact that Punch-Out NES didn't count in actual seconds, so some variables of hundreds of seconds can't occur. Now this gentleman here is thinking that I interpreted something wrong in my video. When I created the Iceberg image, I wrote down impossible times on the Iceberg, and in the video I explained what I meant by it. They shall be cutscenes on yet of what if enemy won. That's a god video, but not don't have something gone make this game scare or wrong. Akike Garo is just gay from the look of it. That's anyone's favorite Punch-Out game, Super Punch-Out. I haven't met anyone that's favorite Super Punch-Out. I fucking can't with the furry Pika profile pic. I am gonna use Star Punch on you. Maybe an Iceberg about Punch-Out should include controversy around Mike Tyson. Okay, this is a normal comment, but I'm gonna use it anyway as a segue to a rant. I hate when people say that A, Punch-Out is a fighting game, B, a second thing I was gonna put here but then forgot about halfway through typing, and C, when people act like Punch-Out is inseparable from Mike Tyson. Punch-Out has so much more to offer than just being known as that game that Mike Tyson was in, and like, I know, at the end of the day, Mike Tyson is always gonna be more culturally important to, you know, society than Punch-Out, but please, Punch-Out has grown so much from Mike Tyson, and people acting like Mike Tyson should be in a new Punch-Out, like, it would be cool, but it is not at all a necessity. Boxing glove emoji, Bligma, boxing glove emoji. What does it mean? I think that Doc Lewis visiting a Mac museum is because he disappeared and no fucking clue how to write that word to Smash, and then the Doc finds him. Okay, so the comment itself isn't important, but as I was scrolling through the comments, I accidentally clicked on the channel, and the first thing I'm greeted to is, what the fuck? A lot of people got mad at me because I said the name of that Italian opera wrong, and I'm sorry guys, Italian is not my first language, please understand. No mention of my boy Great Tiger's rap career. What is...
Well, to be honest, I never really thought that I'd be putting the gloves back on again. I've just been really into my magic for the last few years. And also my music.
Cause I'm the magic man, the great GT. I've got more bling on my head than King Louis. Gonna get beat down by my one-man crew, but it's not going to be that simple. It's going to feel like a lot of people.
You said you were going to sing the classics.
Yes, they are classics. They're going to be classics in the future.
This is incredible. Now, I wasn't actually expecting this video to do as well as it did, but I guess it makes sense because it was a new game, and I was probably one of the only reviews that showed up for a while because it was shadow dropped. A lot of these comments are very positive, and I am very appreciative that people apparently bought and enjoyed the game because of the video. You know, that's just really nice to see. But apparently, I've also pissed off a good amount of people because they didn't enjoy the game. And now, of course, this is all personal preference. It's fine if you didn't like the game. That's 100% fine. But while most of the weirdo comments that I usually get are children, aka little goblins that don't know how to speak yet, these comments were very long. This is going to be most responding to criticism of the video. And I'm going to have to show spoilers for a lot of this. If you want to skip to the end, you can do that, but I will also have a dedicated section just for the ending, so if you're fine with getting everything but the ending spoiled, keep watching. There were a couple main arguments I saw, one of them being that the bosses were bad, and this is true, the bosses are kinda shit, but I also do think that they're slightly better than the first game's bosses, and I think some of you are forgetting how dog shit they were in the first game. You guys remember the fight where you jump like 5 times and now you're in a spot where the boss cannot hit you for the rest of the fight? You guys remember the giant wasp boss that's the hardest fight in the game for no reason? Remember the robot boss that is an attack that's so near impossible to dodge that's easier to just cheese it by walking out of the boss room and walking back in and hoping it does it a different attack? These bosses suck too! Another gripe was that the bosses were optional, and while I do agree that I wish the bosses had boss fight music instead of the regular area theme, I would still rather this than the first game's bosses. I don't think Tom Happ knows how to make good boss fights. Take the robot electric eel. If I was locked into a boss room of this thing, I would probably barely remember like half the bosses in the first game. But with it just out in the open, it makes the world feel more alive. It's spooky because now it feels like it can come at you from anywhere and it's distinct. The weapons, this was another fairly common gripe in the comments, and yeah, the weapon variety is definitely worse than the first game. The first game has like 1 billion weapons, and in 2 there's like I think 8 max. There's no getting around it. Yeah, the first game just has a lot more ways to engage in combat. I do like how these weapons get upgraded and more fleshed out, but yeah, the first game is just better in this regard. But I'm more surprised more of you guys didn't complain about the drone, because if there's anything this game gets wrong, it's that the drone gets way too much screen time. Agreed. IDK how all of these reviews are saying it's so awesome. How much did they pay these reviewers? This guy, trying to insinuate that I got paid off. Bruh, I wish I got paid. I'm making $1.20 from ads. I'm just kidding, man. I respect your opinion and appreciate the work you put into the video. Immediately folded. The ending. Now, the ending at first glance, it's easy to be like, wow, this fucking sucks, since it kinda does. But first off, Tom App has said multiple times that Axiom Verge is planned as a many games spanning franchise, and he said he had ideas for possibly 7 games max, which is a lot, so you can think of this as not just, the full story, but, another puzzle piece. The only problem is when it's been 6 years and you're only on part 2 out of possibly 7, that's a perfectly reasonable reason to be upset. Rundown. Indra enters the super realm, awakens the power of Amalicia, Indra meets Damu, Amalicia steals Indra's body, kicking her mind into the Damu drone, but not her soul. The Indra we now play as later becomes Orphelia in Axiom Verge 1, vowing to find a way to save Damu, while the Indra we started the game off as dies killing Amalicia, and joins her daughter in the afterlife in the true ending after the credit scene, or whatever it's supposed to be, and this is just Kingdom Hearts. It's still very, important to look in this part of Axiom Verge, and it's going to be important later, specifically recontextualizing what I thought was a throwaway character in the first game, but at the end of the day, we're gonna have to be waiting a while to see any of this come to fruition. Maybe Tom Happ will hire some extra people to help work on 3, if that's what he has planned next, but I think he said in some interviews that he prefers being his one-man band, and that's up to him. We'll have to wait and see. Can't wait to be playing Axiom Verge 6 when I'm 54 years old on my PlayStation 12 after I finish my assigned duties on my moon colony. Here is the video that got me where I am. Before I uploaded this, I had 50 subs. After, I had 700, and I fucking hate this video. The audio is shit. There's a glitch where there's massive random audio spikes throughout the video. Not only that, most of what I said is not only outdated, but it was wrong when I said it. Also, I think I was trying to rile people up by saying some bullshit like that WarioWare should be legal, and that's why even though this now has less views than my Punch-Out Iceberg, it has 4 times as many comments at over 800. The only real thing I still agree with is that the Smash community sucks. The top players still pick PS2 constantly, but there's more variety in what stages will be on the stage just now. I'm seeing a lot more tournaments of stages like Northern Cave, and Small Battlefield has pretty much been universally agreed on to be a good stage. There should still be a toggle to choose the hazards on/off variants from the stage select screen, but this is the same developers that decided that Pyro up B was a reasonable move, so we're not exactly dealing with the most brightest people. Smash community is actually one of the most dumb fuck groups of people I've ever seen, and while my personal feelings on this game are constantly changing, I cannot wait for the last DLC character so this shit can be over. Let's see what the comments have to say. Most of the criticism in the comments I agree with, like how I'm full of shit, but there's still some stuff that I'd like to point out. First off, me saying Yoshi's story hazards on should be legal, this is because of a pretty just blatant oversight on my end. When I was getting footage for all the stages, I wrote down to get footage of Yoshi's story pass it on, but I forgot to actually get it, and I didn't want to go back and do it, so I nabbed footage off YouTube, so I didn't know that the Shy Guys here were actually still dropping food healing items, even if you turn off items, which is really weird oversight, both on the game's fault and my fault. Still miss Randall though. Another thing is that Lilat actually got fixed in the 8.0 update, so the ledges are actually functional now. People still don't want the stage legal though. Probably just because it has an awful reputation. Yggdrasil's Altar. Now, this stage is actually not banned for whatever reasons I said in the video, but because the lead composer for Dragon Quest is extremely stingy on copyright, and this opens up any tournament live streams to being sued for playing the music, which is extremely bullshit, but it's understandable given how fucking dog shit these websites are at copyright. Also, the lead composer for Dragon Quest is extremely anti-LGBT, so don't buy his music on Apple Music. This next one just makes me angry. People say that Unova and now Northern Cave, the reason they're not legal is because their backgrounds are too dark or too distracting. Now, I have ADHD, but I know everyone's situation is different. But from my end, I can confidently say, what the fuck are you talking about? You guys are gonna call Northern Cave distracting when FD is sitting right there looking like that somebody that I used to know meme? I'm not saying ban FD, but I've gotten more distracted looking at this during a match than anything on these two stages combined. And I know some people are colorblind or have some type of eyesight problem, but colorblind claws is already a thing that exists. Just use it to make your opponent change their ult. Yeah, I know Joker might be harder to see if he's wearing his default colors, but he's got these ults that make him wear like bright yellow and blue and shit. Use them. Okay, now the fact that I've seen this next thing multiple times is genuinely gonna make me scream. Why not just mod the game? I really should not have to explain why this is a stupid idea, right? Like, we all understand this? Like, we all understand why this is a horrible idea, right? I don't have to go over it. Right? Okay. I'm trusting you. Another thing, custom stages. Okay, I should not have to explain this, but if tournament organizers can't even trust players to go out to the rule set menu and pick hazards on stages, do you think they'll trust custom stages? Because I don't think so. My man's forgot poke floats. Poke floats, am I a joke to you? Not all the stages. No, it did not bring back all the stages. Many, but not all. Not all the stages. Bro, okay, I knew I left out poke floats. So you wanna know why I did it? I had a section in my script where I went, except Sector Z, poke floats, Orbital Gate Assault, blah blah blah, and I cut it out. Why? Because it was boring as shit, and I thought people would assume that I meant almost every stage. I guess not. This is probably the most common comment by far. Light is literally gayer than a gay man. Thank you all for coming on this journey with me to let off some steam and air my grievances. The past bit has been really hard on me, and I'm really glad I could have this little moment. If you guys are still watching and came from one of these videos, know that I appreciate you. Thank you for watching my silly little rants on random shit. Just thank you so much. I'm trying to do better. This channel is always just going to be a dump of whatever I want to talk about. I don't know what my style of content will look like moving forward. I have a couple videos planned. Some I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to put out. One of which that I've been working on for years now. I just really want to put my soul into it. I'm going to be going to SmashCon this year. I'll try to make a video from that. Some random little videos that I put out every once in a while. It's incredible that I've even made it this far. Like, I've gotten over 1K subs, I've gotten monetized and paid from it. Like, that never happens usually for a channel my size, and it's such a surreal step for a small channel to make it, and I'm incredibly proud about it. To make it here with my own specific style in some of my videos that I've made on this channel, I will hold dear for the rest of time as personal achievements. But there's also plenty of other channels that have been putting in more work for even longer that haven't been able to make that gap to monetization. And I'm gonna spread some of the love. First off, Ebelson, this dude makes comedy gaming sketch videos, from getting a world record in Mario Galaxy level, to Calculator on Switch, to Shrek on the Wii. I promise you'll get a laugh from this guy, check him out. Four Face Buttons. If you want chilled, laid-back reviews of games or movies, you gotta check out Four Face Buttons. He's just a chill, laid-back dude, giving his honest, raw opinion on whatever. He also streams a lot and is cracked at Guilty Gear. He is so close to 1K, show him some love. Flame Guy 21. You want a series reviewing every Metroid game? He's got it. You want an hour-long video talking about Golden Sun Dark Dawn? He's got it. You want someone that can't pronounce the word hard correctly? He's got it.
Also expecting these first two games to be hard.
Less than 200 subs. What a travesty. Check this man out. Dust Talks word now. This guy, he does not upload all that often. He uploads once in a blue moon. But when he does, you are getting one of the best videos you've seen in a long time. That Guy Who Games, have you watched every single Scott the Woz video 10 times over like I have? Then you'll love The Guy Who Games. It's about topics that are a little bit more obscure, a little more fresh, a little more strange. AV converters, Mario 3-on-3 hoops for DS, late 3DS ports. Check them out, incredibly polished stuff. Founder Axe, we are now traveling to areas of obscurity that should never be seen. Nintendo's guide to properly displaying the Wii logo, console startup screens, wet tricks, incredible stuff. Kaons, this Birdman likes to talk about modding, ROM hacks, bad ports of games, speedrunning. This dude is playing SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom on 120 FPS, such technology that us mere mortals have ever only dreamed of. Check him out. One doomed game critic, boomer shooters and horror games gore, literally over 10 hours of Silent Hill 2 analysis. He also beat Castlevania without getting hit, and that alone seems worthy of a sub. Go check them all out, links in the description. I also got a Twitter again, go follow it so I can have a big number, also Discord, whatever, subscribe, bye.